werde oft gefragt, was bringt denn unsere Arbeit? Also das Medienprogramm überhaupt. Hat das Medienprogramm einen Sinn?
SEEMO medie,
Hat es permanent nicht auch Qualitätsjournalismus abgelöst? Eine Gruppe serbischer Journalisten
redaktori KAS ditore në Prishtinë, Eta në Beograd. Të paktën sa për organizim, edhe unë jam albuna politikë mediatik ndërkombëtar në Shqipëri.
Negative nuk mund të mbulojnë substancën e progresit apo Shqipëri, e cila çdo ditë konsolidohet në parasysh problemeve që ne kemi diskutuar sot.
Si një kolegi pasit, që ka shkuar. This won't be about media, but about politics because of interest of media. So I would like to know what do you think about the idea of unification of media?
Dëshira për të bizeduar sidomos faqen e parë gazetës. Sot betejë nuk është për faqen e dytë dhe tretë.
I cili nuk është i lehshëm, nuk është i lehshëm për zgjerim. Pra ka një mandat ngjecie. Vendi Gjermani.
Dhe nëse nuk bien dakord për një element që nuk do thotë që mund mos bashkëpunojnë për çështje të karakterit tjetër, paqëndrimi është shumë i rëndësishëm për Shqipërinë. Për popullsinë shqiptare por për stabilitetin e rajonit.
But are also a tremendous investment problem. And in the field of broadcasting, we have the so-called dual system in Europe and also in this area.
The Union is pushing for 2012. The dark orange and red areas of the map indicate countries that have already switched to digital.
Probably we came a bit late because we had to accompany President Topi, and I could not follow up the first part, but I would add that we have cable TV.
What about this picture? I think I have 5 pictures and 5 questions and 5 short answers, and I promise you that I will be not longer than 4 minutes. What's the connection
process from content creation all the way to distributing it to the audience as part of the multiplexes? For this event, I will limit myself to some of the most significant aspects of digitalization, along with some key dilemmas about the future of public service broadcasters. In terms on reconcept their traditional roles and remits.
Of the real existence of public service broadcasters. And this happens, as Paul is saying now, at a very moment, a very historical moment when big and new dangers are arising because of budget cuts, as was mentioned, due to a general recession, but without any consideration of below certain levels. It's not a budget cut, but it's the real existence of it.
For 20 minutes, so I would really like to promote and to motivate the discussion. I know that there are a lot of broadcasters representatives here in the room, and particularly those in travels. It would be eventually interesting to
strong on the web. That was the reason, because the BBC is too strong. I think it's a stupid thing. I think public service broadcasting means that we have to share the content, all platforms. The big problems, like vision, because there are huge communities abroad in not only in Greece but in Canada and the United States. They are watching our regular program just on the internet.
The journalists together, especially in the current situation where the role of the journalist was and is crucial. Professionalism and ethics are nowadays very much appreciated and welcomed, and I strongly believe that journalists have to investigate and search for the truth, just as institutions have to be transparent.
On the other hand, the other auditor, who has done a great job in preparing this forum.
In Deutschland dagegen eher in einer Sackgasse. Reicht es aus, vorhandene UKW-Programme parallel auch über Digital Audio Broadcasting auszustrahlen? Auch die Presselandschaft verändert sich. Lesen junge Leute heute noch Tageszeitungen? Oder nutzen sie verstärkt das Internet? Die Auflagen sind rückläufig und derzeit sind es auch die Werbeeinnahmen.
Und auch natürlich Bereiche in der Medienforschung, Fernsehforschung. Wir führen die zu sehr Reichweiten durch und natürlich auch zu allen anderen Marktbereichen wie FMCG oder Telekommunikation, Sozialforschung und so weiter.
So the way is finding new attractive ways that plays in, but I see, honestly speaking, a lot of trouble here because advertising substitutes lead to what I would say is a credibility loss on the media side of things.
Beyond this meant that the companies that came to Serbia, privatized our local companies, have had certain needs that they had in their home markets, and they were looking for such services and service providers.
That, you know, I mean, I have one bad side of the story, not bad, but maybe not so successful, but I think the successful part of the story I should keep as a peer strategy for the end.
I'm not going to say that journalism speaks only about negative events, but that's the basic what the news coverage does. PR is dealing with a positive publicity. PR people and philosophy is not to get any negative publicity.
That quite a sort of very specific signs and dimensions of the things that have to be solved and are not solved yet. I'm talking about the present state of the world media, of the media which...
Media businesses, and in particular the press, are under a lot of pressure. The printed press is losing readership, and that's also a distribution revenues as a result. They're losing advertising revenues, not just because of the economic crisis, of course that is a big factor presently.
If so, how? What's the technology? Can we live on better ads? Is that enough? The big question which Murdoch brought up again recently, could ever a paid newspaper on the internet be real? These are all the questions that we have to go through.
The models is that people still look for the news media and still value it. The latest data shows that actually the visit and the time that people spend on news media has actually increased. In the United States last year it has increased from 41 minutes to 57 minutes.
Every moment I change. But the thing is that we have to see ourselves. There is a big question. The crisis is there.
It's very important regarding the digitalization to regard the consumer and what the consumer will do. There are mixes that the young generation will be always proactive media listener.
Post-lunch session, which I hope will build up as the lunch goes down. I'd like to welcome you to meet our panel has really constantly sent to you from the journal in Bucharest for there. Have a new drink from CETA.
It's almost the same with the first solution, almost the same situation, which kills the profession and makes the media very vulnerable.
I think the audiences are shrinking, readership is shrinking, printed and sold circulation are shrinking, and that cannot be good. I think even new technologies are not taking that, say so, empty to some extent space.
Now, a newly emerged thing which was lately published also in the Guardian of Slovakia, a new tool, civil code, defamation according to civil code and high fine.
That's why it is not only the media business which is targeted, but the media companies use their media to threat and blackmail marketing agencies as well. Companies which do not want to place commercials there, etc.
Car insurance for subscribing. But I try to be optimistic around.
The CEO of TRING Communications based here in TIRANA. And over there I want to welcome Mr. Jean-Pierre Tailleur. He's working for World Editors Forum and for the PPF Media Strategies from the Czech Republic.
And found out that 40% of them are pointless. Only 5% are news. Also, the Harvard University, they realized that 10% of all users create 90% of content from Twitter.
Times. So we're not going to be able to single-handedly save journalism, but I do think that we might be a model for what the future of journalism will look like, and it's definitely a different model. There's some things about the way our operation runs that often surprises people.
We have quite a lot of diplomatic problems with Slovenia about the border. So what my guys did back home, they put up all the presidential candidates. They asked them what they think about dispute between Croatia and Slovenia, and we let users vote for each one of them.
Slovakia, close to a town called Olomouc, and so you have right now the pilot project consisting in a newsroom based in Vujovic, which is the second town in this map.
Live video, the streaming, especially TV, is pushing for extreme heights on the demand of the internet capacity today, and it's going to get worse and worse in the future. By 2015, we estimate that we're going to need some 60-65 terabytes of real-time bandwidth that is going to be consumed on the internet.
We have now a short ceremony. The WAZ ISHM award, and we will have speakers on behalf of the WAZ
and powerful. Two contributions to the populace. Croatian journalist Dusan Milius wrote a well-researched investigation of the activities in May 2008 of Serbian and Croatian gangsters involving corrupt politicians.
Mrs. Benina Gočka the occasion to say some words.
Президенту Словакия за своя деца продължава след побой в коления си заради
Чувствам се много щастлива, като понесена на орлови криле, какъвто е символа на държавата, където сме се събрали.
So let us turn to the closing of the closing.
Still state television and a few newspapers. Today there are more than 100 television, too many newspapers.
Haben nicht gerade wir eine besondere Verantwortung in einer Zeit, da es keine Staatsmänner und Staatsfrauen mehr gibt, bloß noch Politiker, in einer Zeit, da insbesondere junge Menschen
Thank you.